Okay, we're ready to start the afternoon session, and leading it will be the Oklahoma Sooners. And they're probably getting a little weary of welcome to the SEC questions, but we're happy to have them. Billy Bowman is here, and he's ready for your questions.
Eric Bailey with Tulsa World. Billy, it's good to see you again.
Yes, sir. It's good to see you.
I want to ask you, of course, going into the Southeastern Conference, we've been told a lot of road games are going to be tough. Can you talk about just that dynamic of playing on the road? I know the last 2 years, road games have been really tough for you guys. Just talk about having that mentality going on the road and playing in these venues in the SEC.
Yeah, first off, joining the Southeastern Conference, having different opponents that we can go play at different venues, that's always a great thing to have for, the college athlete, because we don't always get to see those places. So, going to places like Oxford, Mississippi, or Baton Rouge, Louisiana, going out to Auburn for the first road game, those things are going to be fun, from just a standpoint of, just being there. But then again, when we go on the road, it's us against everybody else. Our fans are always going to travel, but still, it's not our home stadium. So we're not going to be 80,000, 90,000 deep with Sooner fans. So, just going in there with an attack mindset and just being road dogs.
So, hey, Billy, how's Peyton and Reggie kind of come along in this summer session? What's some of the stuff you guys as safeties are looking for to dial in before training camp opens up here in a couple weeks?
Yeah. A lot of the young safeties are stepping up, in their role, whatever that may be. We still got guys like Jaden Hardy, Michael Boganowski, they just came in as freshmen, But, Peyton, he's really grown up. He's maturing, he's stepping into that leader role. He wants to take his game to the next level. And so, we all do a great job of helping each other, get to that level. So, we meet all the time, do extra stuff all the time. So it's just, those guys that we brought in are guys who want to be there. They're bought in and they're committed to it. So like Reggie Powers, you mentioned, he's a guy who he's going to strain every day. And so I really like that out of the young guys.
On the aisle here on the left.
Chris Williams, CBS Oklahoma. Billy, how do the offensive schemes that you're going to see in the SEC differ from what you guys saw in the Big 12, and how's this defense going to have to adjust to that?
Yeah, you see, in the Big 12, you see a lot of more spread offenses and things like that, of that nature. In the SEC, it's, mostly known for, the trenches, the run game, stopping the run, and being able to run the ball at will. But just, going, playing whoever you play, it's everybody has their own identity, so you're going to have to change, maybe it's changing what we do defensively against those offenses, but it's going to be fun.
Left-hand side, third row.
Tyler Shaw, KBTX and College Station. Just how confident are you that this team and you are prepared for the SEC schedule that lies ahead?
Yeah, we're very confident, and the preparation we have put in, the work we have put in, it allows us to, be confident. So ever since, the game ended in San Antonio versus Arizona, we've been hitting the road hard, working, grinding, extra, doing everything we can to, obviously come out here and perform better than we did last year.
But your defense, but just another year under Venables, just kind of what are your expectations defensively for this group?
We're not going to necessarily set out, any expectations. We're going to play to our standard, the standard that the University of Oklahoma has built. But being in Brent Venables' defense again is great for us. A lot of older guys coming back. That's good too. So things like that. We'll be ready to hit the ground rolling and be one of the top defenses this year.
On the right-hand side in the back.
Dan Peck, ESPN 106.7 in Auburn. You decided to come back for another season at Oklahoma. The big factors that you considered in that decision to play another year of college football?
Ultimately, I want to win a national championship. I know before I came here, Oklahoma won, 6, 7 conference championships in a row. Since I've been here, I haven't been to one. So my goal is to win championships. Ultimately, we went to the college football playoffs 4 times also. I haven't been there either. So that's something I want to check off too. But ultimately, coming back, getting my degree, so I won't have to worry about it in the future life. And then also, I'm still a college student athlete. Why rush the next stage of my life? It's going to be there. So coming back, having this time to, spend with my teammates and things like that, it's why I came back.
Over here on the left.
you talked about some of the new teams and the things that you're going to face in the SEC, but do you like bringing along Texas with you and just keeping that rivalry within the conference as you guys both go to the SEC together?
Yeah, most definitely. I think if one has to go, the other has to go. It's Texas versus Oklahoma, and it's been like that since it first started. So it's a great thing. Two prestigious college universities, obviously football programs specifically, going into arguably the best conference. That's going to be a thing of beauty to watch.
Go ahead. Okay. The Big 12 kind of had the horns down as a penalty for a bit. I don't know if you guys ever ran into that as an obstacle, but as Texas's biggest rival, now in the SEC, the officials said, that's not going to be a problem. Horns down it is. So just kind of what's your take on that?
I mean, it shouldn't be a penalty anyways. Everybody has a hand signal. If you let a hand signal affect you and affect the game, maybe you shouldn't be there. So, I mean, allowing us to throw the horns down, that's cool and all. But, I mean, if it can't be a part of the game, then, I mean, it's pretty soft.
On the aisle in the back. Go ahead.
Billy, obviously this, OU defense made a jump, a year or two under Brent Venables. So just how much confidence does that unit have now heading into this year, especially when, you got a defensive mind like Venables as your head coach?
Yeah, it brings a lot of confidence, especially bringing back experienced guys all over the defense, from the D-line to the linebacker core to the defensive backs. I feel like going into this year 3 will be another big jump, and we are in control of our own destiny. So I feel like we've been doing a great job at continuing to keep the foot on the pedal, and we know we're not nowhere close to where we need to be.
Front row again.
Billy, I know you've been asked this question a lot, but team leadership is so important. You, Danny, Ethan Downs on that defense, how much have you embraced that over this offseason, this summer, going into fall camp? You can talk about it all you want, but how important has you embraced this over the summer?
Yeah, I embrace it, full speed head on, because I'm a guy, any room I step into, I'm going to work hard. I'm going to try and be that top guy, that top dog. So being able to, be a leader on this team, it means a lot. And I truly work to be here where I am. A lot of people don't see that. They just see the results. But there's work put behind it. So it's great to be a leader of this team, and it's great to be able to create more leaders. That's what makes a leader great. You can create more leaders. So I just want to leave Oklahoma better than, I entered it, and I entered it in a pretty good situation. So I want to leave it better than I found it.
3 final questions. We'll go here, and there. Okay.
Billy, we talked to you a lot about Coach Alley in the spring. Now that you're kind of a little bit away from it, what has he brought for you guys? And does it still feel like new at all to have new voice in there, things like that?
Yeah, actually, bringing Coach Alley, it was great for us. Bringing in a young mastermind who similarly thinks alike to our head coach, or Brent Venables. He brings in, more of a freestyle type of play. He's, sort of the same schemes as Venables, so those guys are on the same page, and just being able to hone in on the details, I think by bringing him in, it allows us to focus on every little detail.
On the aisle here.
Billy, last season you got 3 interceptions for a touchdown. And when you saw Jackson Dart throw that pass at the Madden Academy, you immediately tweeted out pick 6. How excited are you about seeing Jackson Dart in Ole Miss this coming season?
Hey, I'm excited about seeing everybody in the SEC, but Ole Miss will definitely be, a game on the schedule. It's a road game. We go down there, and we're going to do all we do to keep them points off the board.
Final question. Here we go.
Billy, for a long time, the Big 12 was known as a conference that provided innovative offense. The defenses weren't noted as often as a lot of the offenses were. Are you excited about coming from the Big 12 to the SEC and showing that despite being a Big 12 team, you're capable of playing very physical, high-quality defense?
Oh, yeah, I'm very excited of joining the SEC, being more known as a defensive league rather than the Big 12. Our coach, Brent Venables, he coached at Clemson in the ACC for a while. So, he went to multiple national championships, beating multiple SEC offenses. So, it's very capable, and I'm very excited for it.
Great job, Billy. Thank you very much.
Thank y'all.
Billy, saw some pictures of you guys playing NCAA 25 on the plane down here. What did you think of how you're portrayed? Just your likeness and skill set and all that on the
Hey,
game?
it's awesome. It's like being a kid again, you know. The last time a college football game came out, I was, 11 years old? So, you know, just being on the game is a blessing, you know, or being able to play the game. You know, I'm not necessarily worried about my overall and what my speed is, but it's awesome. It's very fun.
Did you look like yourself?
Yeah, it actually does look like you.
You and Jackson are obviously from this area. Obviously, Oklahoma recruiting the DFW area has been a key part of their success. Why has Oklahoma been so good at getting Metroplex kids, and does anything change with you guys now going to the SEC, competing against some of the same teams that recruit this area?
Yeah, I think we do a good job of recruiting, not necessarily coaches recruiting players, but players recruiting players. You know, and then also, you know, Oklahoma was a place, a winning, prestigious university, a program, football school, you know, trending in the right direction, got a great head coach, you know, just things like that, yeah.
Do you want to go to the SEC, or do you care about staying Big 12? What about going to the SEC?
At first, you know, I really had no opinion on it, but going to the SEC now, I feel like it's great, you know. It's going to be great to experience different type of football, different teams, different venues, all types of things like that. So it's amazing.
Different types. What type? You're referring to different types of football?
I'm just saying, you know, more of a different styles of how people play, yes.
What about the exposure? Is it better exposure, you think?
I mean, y'all are the exposure. So I can't tell you if it's better exposure or not. Y'all got to be there. Y'all make the exposure.
I mean, Big 12 is big, and OU obviously has a big brand, but do you think it even elevates it more, and even the competitive level with all the NFL players it sends?
Yes. I totally get where you're coming from. Yes, I truly do think it brings more lights, it brings more cameras, more attention. But by us going to the SEC along with Texas, you know, that's a lot of exposure right there. So yes, it does bring more.
Thanks for taking a bad question and running with it.
No,
Who were some of the
You and Jackson
quarterbacks?
Arnold have a rivalry being from Denton Guyer and Denton Ryan.
Nah, we don't. You know, Peyton Bowman went there too. So I tell Peyton Bowman all the time, I run Denton, because last time I was in high school, Denton Ryan, we beat Denton Guyer. So yeah.
Billy, who were some of the quarterbacks in the SEC that you considered dangerous?
A lot of them, you know, the number 8 from Tennessee. I'm not sure exactly how to say his name, but he's good. You know, Jackson Dart's good. We got Garrett Nussmeier at LSU, Jalen Miro, Alabama. You know, the Thorne, quarterback at Auburn, first away game. Every game's going to be a test. We can't take nobody lightly.
When you decided to come back for this season, what did you envision for yourself?
To go to a championship, whether that's a conference championship, college football playoffs, or even the national championship. That's what I'm here for.
Coach Venables said that you were one of the greatest leaders of this class. What is your leadership style in the locker room? How do you assess situations when you're in that leadership role?
Most importantly, I lead by example. You know, I pride myself on doing the right things. You know, being the first guy in everything I do. So when those things, when other people see those things, and from a guy who necessarily, I don't talk as much, but when I talk, I have a point and I'm trying to get it across, you take it seriously. So just having a different type of attitude, mindset, and leading by example is how I like to lead.
Billy, as you've gotten to see Jackson more and more, what's impressed you about him?
Can you say again?
Jackson, as you've gotten to be around him more and more as a starting quarterback, what's impressed you about him?
His knowledge of the game. You know, our defense is very complex. It's very multiple. So by him seeing our defense in practice, all the disguises we do and stuff like that, it's helped him grow as a player. And, you know, actually having Dylan Gabriel last year was very good for him, you know, to get to learn from somebody.
I'm sure a lot of people ask you guys, are you ready to go to the SEC? How do you quantify that? And can you even quantify that, knowing that it's inevitable you're going whether you want to or not?
Yeah, exactly. If we weren't ready to go, what can we do about it? Nothing. You still got to go play football. So, yes, we are very ready. We've been working, you know, ever since, you know, taking that hard loss to Arizona and San Antonio. So, yes, we're very ready and ready to get into fall camp.
What will you miss about the Big 12?
I would probably say, you know, the venues, you know, just going to see different places. It's always good to, you know, travel on away games, you know, get to see different stadiums, try different foods, all that type of stuff. So that's probably the main thing.
Which one are you looking most forward to this year with your first time in the SEC?
Probably Baton Rouge, Louisiana, or Ole Miss.
When you came out of school, why not go to Texas or Texas A&M? You'd have been in the SEC quicker.
Yeah, I would have. You're right.
So why didn't you go?
No specific reason. I came to Oklahoma to win championships.
Okay, thank you.
We're from Baton Rouge. Just curious what you've heard about Tiger Stadium and LSU and going there this year.
Yeah, I heard, the night games, get crazy down there. So hopefully, I don't know what the time is for that game, but hopefully, we're in front of a packed out crowd, all eyes on the Sooners.
Billy, that secondary is full of a lot of young bulls. What young player have you really taken under your wing to mold him into someone that can be as elite, if not more elite than you?
Peyton Bowen, and I truly believe he has the ability to be more elite than I do. He has so much talent in the world. Once everything clicks for him and he kind of grows up more, maybe that'll happen once I'm gone next year. By him realizing, it's my time now. But he's definitely a guy I've taken under my wing. A great young guy, a great football player, obviously, and he's just continuing to grow.
You mentioned Peyton. How different is Robert Spears Jennings compared to who he was at the end of last season?
Oh, he's definitely grown a lot. He was the guy who went into last year, his sophomore season, thinking like I might not play as much. We had Key Lawrence. We just got a transfer from Reggie Pearson. They all played the same position, so it's like, what can I do? And so, halfway through the season, towards the end of the season, he got his opportunity, and I told him, you got to run with it. Like, this is your time, and that's exactly what he did. So, be prepared for seeing a lot of number 3, which that's his number, Robert Spears Jennings. He'll be all over the field this year for us.
You talked about Denton Ryan earlier. Did you watch any Anthony Hill last year, and what are you expecting of him coming into this next season?
Yeah, obviously, I got to play a season with Anthony Hill my senior year at Denton Ryan. That's a guy who's dominant, who can go 3 and out. Physical guy, big guy, fast, and knows football, knows it really well. So Anthony Hill is my guy, and wish the best of luck to him.
Being from DFW, how excited are you to be back in this area? What does it mean to you to come home, and how important was Denton Ryan for your success today?
Yeah, it's awesome. Having this time here today, it's my first conference media day being at. Having it in Dallas is awesome. Just getting on a 45-minute, plane ride, heading right down here. It's just awesome. Great to be here.
How much Dana recruited you out of high school, and then just how do you feel about being in the same conference with them again? And I know it's been a while, but do you view them as a rival or anything like that?
If it's not Oklahoma, I guess you consider it a rival because we're trying to beat each other. But out of high school, I was recruited by Coach Terry Price. Rest in peace to him. From Texas A&M, he recruited me there, but it was never nothing too major.
What'd you like about Terry?
He's just a great guy to talk to. Every time he came to Denton Ryan, just good guy to talk to.
What have you seen from guys like Michael Bowman, Reggie Powers, and Jamie Hargett this offseason?
Oh yeah. Those are. I'm glad you named those 3 because those are guys to watch in the future. They came in eager to learn, ready to play. So those are guys who are gonna learn from the older guys at this time. But they are definitely up next and ready to roll. But as you said, Michael Boganowski, that's a guy right there who will knock your head off.
Hey, Billy, you mentioned that Arizona game. That was a rough game for Jackson, obviously first start. How do you think that game has impacted him, continued to sort of mold who he is and where he's headed? A lot. It's all a part of the story. You can't. It's not just going to be sunny all the time. So it comes with some rain. So I think it was good for him, and he obviously, he's over it now. It's nothing you can go back and do, but it helped him, and it helped him learn and step into the role he needed to be in.
Billy, there's been discussions about possible penalties for the horns down sign. What are your thoughts on that?
It is what it is, man. It is what it is. I don't throw it up. I'm just going out there trying to beat that team in orange. So that's all.
Billy, do you remember what your immediate reaction was when you heard you guys were going to the SEC in 2021?
I was probably just, like, oh yeah, like that's cool. Like I'm trying to go to SEC, like get to play different teams, go see different places. The best competition. Let's do it.
Oklahoma's first SEC game will be Tennessee.
Right.
Josh Heupel's obviously a Sooner legend, I guess. How big a deal is that going to be when Tennessee comes in to play you guys? I guess on September 21st.
It's going to be that whole weekend's going to be hectic. First SEC game, like you said, and it's versus Tennessee. So obviously, our last time we played Tennessee with Baker Mayfield and Sterling Shepard and all of them was a great game. I expect it to be another great game. But it's definitely going to be packed. Fans in the Southeastern Conference, especially Tennessee, will travel. So we'll have a packed out stadium ready to play.
Billy, you led the country with 3 pick sixes last year. How do you follow up a season like that when most of the fan base thought you should have won the Jim Thorpe?
All I'm going to say is I'm going to have more this year.
Billy, congratulations on your engagement. Can you talk a little bit about Jada and how awesome it was to see her win the Women's College World Series for the 4th time?
Yeah. She's amazing. She's the better half. She's the better athlete for all of y'all out there. She is the better athlete. But winning 4 national championships is sort of unheard of. And we went to the ESPYs last week, and them not winning best team was kind of a shocker. But what they've done, and Jada in particularly, being an All-American, being the player she is, and just her being my fiance, it's amazing, and it's somebody that it's something that a lot of people dream of, and so I won't take it lightly. Being able to be with her and live out our dreams together, being 2 prolific athletes from the same university, it's amazing.
Do you have a date for the wedding yet?
Nah, we don't.
Billy, how do you help transfer students or even new high school recruits that are coming into Oklahoma? How do you help them acclimate to the Oklahoma culture as a leader?
First off, a lot of guys that transfer or come in, they see the Oklahoma culture almost immediately. I've talked to a few guys who've transferred in the past, from even from other places, to us, and they say like right away when they touch down in Oklahoma that they feel a different feeling, And we always harp on family, and it truly is, because every single one of those persons I've talked to, they say, yeah, this feels different.
Billy, what's the smack talk in the locker room like with you, Jackson, and Peyton in terms of who actually is the dominant team in Denver?
You would be surprised. It's actually we don't talk about it that much, but they know what my class at Dan Ryan would do to them. So that's all.